Hey guys, Danica Ferrante here from mybeautyscraps.com. Today I want to talk about project life. I really want to start sharing more of my project life pages and process here on my channel. So I thought we'd start off by taking a look through my 2016 album, kind of seeing where I'm at. not in the not in the greatest place, but I'm not feeling too bad about it either. I would love to hear about how you guys are doing with your album this year. If you do project life, or if you're new to it, if you've been doing it for a while, maybe it's something you're thinking about starting. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing and how your albums are going this year. So far, I've been really happy with keeping up to date enough to the point where I'm comfortable with it on my photos and my photo printing. But I definitely do not have the number of completed pages done that I would like to. So that's something I'm going to be working on catching up on, and I thought it would be great to start sharing some process videos of how I complete a page over here on my YouTube channel. I do share it occasionally on my blog, but I thought I know I love watching process videos on YouTube, so I thought, why don't I see if I can make some and share them with you guys and see if you like them too. So here you can see the beginning of the year. I did a pretty good job. You see lots of completed pages. It's looking good. And then we pretty much hit the end of January and we start seeing a lot of empty pages. Here you can see one of my in progress pages. I really love playing around with the Project Life app. I use it mostly to create photo collages. So a lot of the times, the only thing I use it for is to create, put two 3x4 cards next to each other so I can print it 4x6. I do my photo printing at home, and I just find that the easiest way to get two pictures on one 4x6 photo. So that's how I use it most of the time, but I do like creating these pages. It's just not, I don't want to say it's not creative enough for me, but it's not, I guess, hands-on enough for me. So I thought I would try using it to create a page and print it 12 by 12. I ordered these pages from Persnickety Prints, and I wanted to embellish them and add my journaling onto them later and kind of do a hybrid digital physical scrapbook page like with that. So that was my intention, but all I did was get it printed. I didn't actually go through with embellishing and adding my journaling, so that's still on the to-do list. Maybe that will turn up as a process video on my channel. But because these are printed 12 by 12, they're in a 12 by 12 page protector, which leaves the problem of what do you do on the back. So my intention was to create a physical, obviously, a traditional scrapbook page using these photos that go with this event. So I may also, I don't do that many traditional pages anymore, but I may have a few process videos on those as well. For years and years and years, I just did traditional scrapbooking. I have so many albums full of traditional pages, but I just don't do it that much anymore. So here you can see an example of a kind of in limbo page. As I go along, I do keep post-it notes on every page for what week it is. Most of my weeks are 2-page spreads. This one actually is a 2-page spread with an insert as well. But sometimes I just add my photos for the week, and that's all I can keep up with. And sometimes I can pick out cards and kind of make a design, but I don't quite have time to get the journaling and embellishments done, and I save that for later. So this is kind of like a in the middle page. And then we've got a nice completed page for a Valentine's Day brunch. That was one of the things I decided to do with my album this year as well, is I don't just have a page for every week. I wanted it to be a little bit more flexible and allow for more photos of specific events like this. So there's actually a couple pages from this brunch that we had for Valentine's Day. And I also wanted to include more memorabilia this year, so I'm very happy that I'm doing that as well. I find the easiest way to do that is just put it right in the album, figure out how to deal with it later. But this one was actually very simple. This was a large painting collage that my son made at daycare that was on a paper just a little bit bigger than this. So I was able to just cut it down to 12 by 12 and put it right in there. This one is just on construction paper, so it was a little too small, and all I did was back it with a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper that is quite old, that I've had in my stash for a while, to fill up the empty space around that, and I just added it with a clip so I didn't have to use any adhesive, and it's all done. And then that, again, using these big 12 by 12 pages poses the problem of what do you do on the back. So for this page, which I actually completed, I created a traditional layout, but I did it in a grid style, so it really matches nicely and flows nicely with the opposite coordinating page. And then here you can see the traditional layout that I did not complete. We've got a very empty week. This week I've got photos and cards, and then we're back to just photos. So what I like to do, my bare minimum for the week, is to just get the photos printed. That way I know what stories I want to tell. I don't have to go back through my phone for months and months. I have a little post-it that I put there with the dates for the week and what week number it is. And I just get the photos printed, cut up, and kind of arranged in the design that I think I'm going to use. For this event, my son went to go see baby lambs. So sometimes you just come across a card or an embellishment that you know is perfect for something you want to use and you're not quite ready to use it yet. In that case, I like to slide that embellishment or that card into that pocket in that place and time. That way when I get my photos from the baby lamb visit, I'm not searching for where is that little sheep embellishment in my craft room, and I know it's right here in the album. And then we've got another completed page. This is one that I created using one of the Project Life by Stampin' Up kits. I just love how easily they coordinate and they make a page just come together so quickly. So in my future process videos, you're going to be seeing a lot of Project Life by Stampin' Up. Here's another week. I actually, looks like I just printed the pictures and threw them in, so they're not even laid out where they should be. I've got a bunch of empty pages for Easter because I have a lot of pictures from that I still need to print. And then for this week, I've got my pictures printed and some cards picked out. And it looks like for this week, just the pictures. But that is what I like to do, and it does just make catching up really easy for me. Not just the fact that they're printed, but that I've already kind of designed them how I think they're gonna go. Sometimes it changes later on, but like these were from the same afternoon and I've got them together. These two are from the same night at bedtime. These are from when I was trying to not be my age and pretend that I could understand how to use Snapchat, which, yeah, it doesn't happen, but I got a couple really cute pictures. Really, guys, I do not understand Snapchat. I tried, but I just don't get it. Here we have a page in April that I completed, but it was not a very interesting week. I didn't have a lot going on. I didn't have a lot of stories to tell, but it was the premiere of Game of Thrones, so that was definitely top story for that week. But I didn't have a lot going on other than that. So I just did a half a page, and this is one of the reasons why I like to work in chronological order, because if I had jumped ahead, then I'd be dealing with how do I fill in this weird half space? What random pictures do I want to print just so I can fill it up? And I really just wanted to include what was meaningful to me this year and not have any rules about how there should be 2 pages for every week. And some weeks I might only have 1, and some weeks maybe I'll have 4. And I just wanted my album to follow the stories that I wanted to tell and the photos that I wanted to include. So I had this half page here, and then it turned out the next week I had a lot of photos that I wanted to include. Granted, they're not printed, but there's a lot of photos here, I promise. So I'm actually gonna have this week be this 1 page and then these 2 pages, and then we'll go into the next week. And then this week it looks like I just have my photos printed. But this is another tip I wanted to share with you guys for including memorabilia. This was an adorable Mother's Day present that my son made for me at daycare. It was a frame with his adorable face in it, made out of popsicle sticks, and it was so cute, but it's also very bulky, and it would take up a lot of space in my album, make it lopsided. It would be hard to try to include it. So I just made sure I photographed it against a white paper, so it's a nice clean looking photo of the front and the back, and then how it looked all wrapped up when he gave it to me. So I can include that memorabilia in my album without all the extra lumps and bumps of including the actual thing. And here we are for week 20. We're into May, and there's another completed page. Ever so exciting. I'm pretty sure this is one that I shared over on my blog. I'll leave a link down below if I did. But this is one that I created using another one of the Project Life by Stampin' Up kits that I adore. And then this week it looks like I did some embellishing, but I didn't do any journaling. And there's a little bit more to go on this one. But this one I used mostly as my Studio Calico kit. And I really do like to use those cards for the title card. The kit comes with a card that says the month and the year, and it's in a coordinating color to the kit. The back side has some information about the kit, but I like to use that month and year card and then just embellish it to make it my title card for the week. And then we go into some more pages with just photos. And I think these last few are all just photos. But I've got my Post-its there to tell me what week it is or what event it's from. And even going forward on all of these blank pages, I keep a little Post-it that tells me what week it is. So as I go forward, even if I end up switching it out for a different design page protector, I've got that spot set. And I don't have to rush and search for my Post-it pad. And then anything in the future that I want to include, I just tuck in here as well. This is the cutest thing ever. Look at his face. This was something that they made at school for 4th of July, and he does not look like the happiest Uncle Sam. I laugh every time I see it. It's the cutest thing. So anyway, that's about where I am. I've got my photos printed through the month of June, so I'm very excited about that. As you can see though, this album is filling up fast. It's almost full. When I started doing Project Life albums instead of traditional albums, I did 2 albums for every year, but I did that before as well. But I ended my album in June, like exactly halfway through the year. But I found that my second half of the year album was always a lot fuller because that includes a lot more events. It includes the holidays. It usually included our vacation that we went on in the summer, and it just got very, very bulky. So after that, I decided to just keep going in my first album until I felt like it was full. So our vacation this year was actually this last week that I have in the album. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up ending this first album with my vacation or starting my part 2 for 2016 with our vacation, but I'm almost done. Well, I'm not almost done. There's a lot of work to do on this album, but I've almost filled up the pages that I'm going to be using for the part 1 2016 album. So I would love to hear how you guys are doing on your albums for this year. Are you doing better than me? Are you keeping up to date? Am I jealous? Or does yours look an awful lot like this? Because I feel like this is pretty normal. I don't get too stressed about it. It's fun for me, so I want to keep it fun and not stress out about the empty spots. And I'm very proud of myself for all the photos that have been printed, because then I know the hard work is done, and it's just the fun part of playing with the papers and the embellishments that's to come. So it's the fun part that I'm going to record for you and start making some process videos about how I finish these pages once my pictures are in place. How I select my cards and add my embellishments and my journaling. I love watching process videos here on YouTube, so I thought it would be fun to start creating some of my own. Hope you guys are interested in seeing them. If you are, please subscribe. And definitely leave me a comment down below telling me what you'd like to see, what you'd like to see me use. I have been loving my Stampin' Up! Kits for Project Life, and you're definitely going to see some of those. But if you also want to see my Studio Calico kits, I have so many of them that really need to get used up or purged. So if you're interested in seeing some pages made with those, some pages made with stuff in my stash, some old stuff that needs to get used up or purged, let me know what you want to see me use and what you guys are working on. So I think that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing this flip through. Any questions, of course, please ask. I always love hearing from you guys, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more from my project life. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.